Hello everyone. I know this isn't exactly like my other content, but I just think it's important to talk about because it shows that no matter who you trust, you never know exactly what's going on behind the scenes in their life, and just how much of a sicko some people can be without you just ever knowing, and how dangerous people can actually be behind closed doors. But before we get into that, I want to set the stage a little. This story takes place a couple of years ago. I was 15 at the time, so it was about 3 years ago. Some people who know me, or at least watch my ABA videos, so, about 10,000 or so, know that I was a top player for Alternate Battlegrounds, which is an Undertale fighting game. Or I was a top player, at least in the second half of its life cycle. I played it a lot. Obviously, I had 16,000 kills. At about 5 minutes per battle, that's like 50 days of playtime. I really liked the game. Anyway, Alternate Battlegrounds had a huge culture of clans in the game, meaning that people would often congregate into clans as like battle partners, and there was a ton of them. Just off the top of my head, there was TRMX, FMS, TFS, CCC, just CC, TAO, TSN, and more that I probably don't even know about. There was full-on wars, alliances, backstabbing. There was a lot of backstabbing. I was even a part of some of these clans, actually. I was a part of TAO, TSN, TFS, FMS, even CC at some point. Though I was never a fully fledged member in these outside of TAO and maybe CC. Actually, in fact, I think I still have my FMS clan shirt outfit in my inventory. Yeah, I do. It was a fun time. A lot of these clans would focus on the community aspect more than just getting better at the game, and while getting better at the game was a huge part, it wasn't always the main focus. Enter me. I was a 15-year-old at the time, or 16, somewhere around there, and I had witnessed the fall of two clans that I was a part of. Not at the same time, but one right after the other. TAO fell because the owner lost interest in the game, and TEG fell because the owner wasn't particularly the best at the game, and it made people quit the clan, among other things. I watched the fall of this and decided that I wanted a shot at it, specifically at owning my own clan. Thus, FOF was born. Now, before you make fun of me, remember that I was like 15. The acronym stood for Fist of Furries. Listen, I'm not proud of it. We all do stupid shit at 15. I'm not proud of it, but it did happen. No, but seriously, I think it started out as a dare. I think I was like in VC at the time, and someone said, "Hey, you're the resident furry in AB. You should start a furry AB clan." And I said, "You know what? Sure." And so I did, and it became a very big clan. Like it was pretty fast to grow. Keep in mind, this is like in 2022, 2023, something like that. So this was still during the prime furry targeting era in fighting games. So yeah, a lot of furries ended up joining the clan for like safety or to like, call upon people if they're getting jumped so that we can, come help. And yes, before you get your britches in a knot, I am a furry. However, I always keep my inventory open. You can always look at that. I don't care. I don't believe in inappropriate things in Roblox. All that. So, when I opened up the clan, it became both a source of scrutiny and a place that genuinely got support from people outside of being a furry. It was a weird middle ground. Anyway, so obviously because I was a 15 or 16-year-old and didn't know how to run a Discord server, I needed help. I don't remember the admin's name, so I'm gonna just call them Moon. Nah, I don't know. So I hired an admin named Moon. He was older than me, had experience moderating and all of that. And since this was before I knew how to run a Discord server, it was a good opportunity. Honestly, most of the work ended up going to Moon and my admins. The other admins are not important to this story, though. I ended up accruing like over 100 members in this furry clan that had started out as a joke. And funnily enough, it never was just a furry-only clan. Only like 30% were actually furries, or at least outwardly. So it was probably one of the biggest clans in AB at the time, and honestly, everything was going smoothly. We had good fighters, hosted regular events, and honestly just had a good time. It was kind of surreal, actually. Having an active server with 100 people looking up to you to get better at a game. I don't know, it was weird. Anyway, so this clan lasted about a year before I got a DM from one of my admins. This was around the time Ruben Sim launched Row Cleaner, a Discord bot that automatically scanned people and showed if they were on a list of known condo games, or had ever been in a Discord linked to said condo games. For those of you who don't know what a condo game is, it essentially is people who go onto Roblox to roleplay not safe for work scenarios in a game, which I don't think I have to tell you, is bad. Very bad. So obviously, I thought this was a net positive. I'd do the bot, keep the community safe, and everything would be good and dandy. So, I set up the bot and scanned the server. And the number that it popped out genuinely shocked me. It was like 60% of people, it was like 60 people who had affiliations to condo games or servers at that time. Keep in mind, my server only had about 100 to maybe 150 people, so that's tiptoeing between like 40 to 60%. That is a large ratio. Now, I really didn't know it at the time because I was kind of a sheltered boy, but the furry community was very sexualized. I didn't know this. I do now, but at the time, and for me, it never was something that interested me that way. And I didn't know people were interested in furries that way either. So this kind of came as a genuine shock to me. Of course, I banned them, every last one of them, including my admin Moon, who had like hours, if I remember correctly, in these games. I've gotten better at running Discord servers now. I run every person who comes into my YouTube Discord through a new extension called Rotector if they have their Roblox shown on their Discord, because obviously I don't want a repeat of what happened to FOF. But that just showed me that you can't really trust people online. Some people could be sicko freaks that would never show that off. I think healthy distrust of people is very important now, especially since I trusted Moon, who was an adult and apparently probably shouldn't have, and it disappointed me. More than nothing else, it just disappointed me. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, but it's just because it was furries. No, the fact it was furries was just more clickbait than anything else, but it was true, and a good 80% of the furries in that Discord server got sniped. The moral of the story is don't trust people online. A good, healthy amount of distrust is always good. Never automatically assume that someone is good just because they don't seem like a creep. Because my admin Moon didn't seem like a creep to me. They seemed genuinely fine. Although I never was that good at discerning someone's character, but to me, they seemed fine. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this little yap session. I'm still working on my big video. Yeah, if you liked the video, like it. If you disliked it, dislike it. Subscribe and join my community Discord that doesn't actually have this problem as far as I know, because I'm kind of on top of these things now, and I hope to see you in the next one.